All right, guys, story time. I was thinking of this wild time in my life. This one time where I was like, yo, I need to call the cops. But I couldn't. It was so fucked up. Like, me as a person, I'm the guy that, like, if I see something crazy happen, I'll just call the cops, okay? Like, I kind of hate cops, is what it is. But, like, if something crazy happens, like, I see a guy, like, walking around with a gun or some shit, I'll be like, I have a phone. Like, you know what I mean? So, normally I get like in small town areas we kind of just like deal with everything ourselves or whatever. But this story, so I was driving back home from work. I was smoking weed. Okay, this was 7 years ago or something, about 7 years ago. I was driving a V8 Titan, a truck, and I was merging onto a highway. Right now, this guy, I'm like merging along, going on, there's like a main road, and I'm merging onto this left, right? This dude decides to race me up the thing. I'm driving a V8 Titan, so I'm just gonna like go like a little fast, because I thought he wouldn't speed up. So I literally just like, I got to like, well, I think it was like 60, 70 to like make sure that I would be like in front of him or whatever. And he was also in the slow lane. Like, fucking dickhead. This guy is in this tiny family car with his wife. Like, I'm sitting there coming back from work, going back home. I rolled myself a joint. Okay. It's what it is. I worked at a place where you're not allowed to smoke marijuana, but basically everyone did. And honestly, how I smoked marijuana was sometimes driving home from work, and I almost got caught twice. We'll tell the other story. Actually, I just thought of it. Okay, so I was driving. I was merging. This guy was like, we're going to go fast. In my family car. And just straight up, this motherfucker thinks he can, like, push a Titan truck off the road. So he's like pushing into the car. I'm like, I straight up am sitting there, like, I held dead middle, and I was just like I kind of like looked at him. He's like, like yelling. He's like, you never pull over for someone doing that. They can just pull a gun on you or some shit. You just don't do it. I should have hit the pedal, called the cops. I'm fucking stoned. Pretty much stoned. So I'm not calling the cops to do nothing, because they're gonna come to me, to my car, and I'm gonna smell like straight up fucking pot. I'd be like, I need to call the cops on this guy. Like, this guy tried to run me off the road. Like, whatever, So, so like, literally what happens, right? So he like pushes over, and like he like straight up would have hit my car level. Like, would have hit my car. Like, actual, like, pulled up to the inch and then kept going. And I was just like, I was like, go slightly off the road, and I slowed down the chase. It's so funny to think. I slowed down so that he couldn't run me off the road. He tried to slow down to get in front of me because he thought I was going to stop. I said, like, and like wheels caught. Gone. I said, so just straight up, a nice little hammer, like straight up to the side, little catch, and then boom, like, we gone. Like, you know what I mean? You get a little pedal, get a little and then you catch, and then you like slowly hit the pedal off and just let it go. Like, it's not a fast car. It's a fast car to me. But I'm stoned. Yo. This story was fucking just dumb. Like, this motherfucker is in a family car trying to run me off the road after speeding up in the fucking slow lane, bro. Like, I could have just ran his car down and then just like kept going. Like, call the cops later. Like, yeah, that actually got me in so much fucking trouble. I'm glad I didn't get in the crash. I'm glad that fucking psycho old ass motherfucker with his wife in the car didn't get in the crash with me, because that would have been so dumb, dude. Like, holy shit. So, what about Buck Daddy? Just because, like, this motherfucker tried to run me off the road, try to stop me off. I'm not stopping for some dumbass motherfucker with a gun. Like, fuck you, I'm out. Like, bye. Like, I should have called the cops. It's one of those situations. I just couldn't, because I was high as fuck. After that, I learned. I was like, totally never gonna smoke weed in the car ever again. Ooh. Jesus Christ. Don't drive drunk. My rules. The funny story, oh God, there's 3 stories. one of our friends decided to drink and smoke and all this, that, and the other in her car. And she kept inviting our friends to smoke and drink and everything with her. And I told her, I was like, hey, eventually you're going to crash, bro. Like, you might as well just stay in my house. Like, you want to, like, drink, you want to smoke like 2 blunts, just fucking stay in my house. Like, I have a balcony. You know what I mean? I was, like, sitting there. We had a pool table at the time. I was sitting there, like, bro, like, we have a pool table and a balcony. Like, we can just, like, smoke 2 blunts in my house. Like, you know, like, and then she got to crash. So don't do that. That happened like 6 or 7 years ago. That was like a whole thing. That was like a whole thing. No one fucking ever. After that, I mean, she didn't even get hurt. Didn't even get hurt. But it was like everyone kind of was like, yeah, we shouldn't do this, and then she did it anyway, and then fucking like rolled her car. There's so many stories. Buck 10 down the highway. Just yeah. All right. So zigzag through a couple cars. Right. This motherfucker actually tries to zigzag. I look back, I basically go 110, zigzag a little bit, and then just slow it right down. Call it a day. Guy's still speeding up. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, see you later. I'm like, oh God. Yo, I swear, like I mean, by the end of the highway, I definitely wasn't going 100. It's a mildly fast car. It's fun. My Zeeb can go like, I don't know, like 120, 130 or something. Like, so that was, the truck's cute. But yeah. So that was the situation that I probably should have called the cops, but I couldn't because I was being irresponsible. Also, the other situation was that one friend that don't drive and have alcohol. I don't think she was even drinking. It was like our one friend that liked to drink, but he liked to drink while he was in the car. And it was like, bro, like, we get pulled over, like, she loses her license. Like, there's weed in the car. Like, it's just like, I'm sitting there like, this is just not a good idea. Like, like, I like getting high. I like driving. I like listening to music. But it's like, one blunt was the reg, bro. Like, chill out. With, like, multiple people. You know what I mean? Like, you don't fucking, like, roll up, like, 2-3 blunts and, like, all get high as fuck in a car. Whatever. Whole conversation. It's all good. That's basically what I would share with you guys as far as that situation. Third situation. The coolest sheriff that I ever met. Because there is no fucking way he didn't smell it. The only time I've ever Wu-Tanged. Okay? Straight up. Alright, so what happened? Same kind of a story. I was driving back from work and I had a joint going. It was the whatever regular joint, not a blunt. I was really into joints at that time. It was about 7 or 8 years ago. Again, this was the job. You can't smoke while you're there. I medically needed marijuana throughout my life, and so I've been doing that. In kosher, good ways, really whatever. And now I'm moving to California. Whatever. So many cool things going on. But background. Third story, cool one. Coolest sheriff I've ever met. I'm driving back home from work. My headlights out. Kind of sucks because I had to go to work, and I had the headlights in the car. Bought the headlights, whatever, didn't have time to do it, and my brother is a mechanic as well. We were just both really busy doing stuff, and so I had them, like, in the truck, ready to replace them, either me or my brother, or whatever would do it. I'm not as experienced with headlights, or whatever, it's, like, weird, but Nick was really good with cars. He was, like, a whole mechanic, all the good stuff, and, that's basically why I got pulled over. Just straight up, it was literally, it was, halfway. It was, fresh. I was sitting there, with the blunt in my mouth, lights going, and I'm sitting there, well, I have a vape. This isn't going to be obvious. I thought it. I was like, at this point, I don't smell like it. Roll the window down. Coolest sheriff ever, bro. This motherfucker walks up to the side of the car, okay? He's like, your headlight's out. I was like, yeah. He's like, so, license, registration? I was like, yeah, here you go. Guy's like, so where are you going? I was like, I was going home. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, where you from? I was working, you know, going home. He's like, oh yeah, I was pulling you over because of the headlights. And I was like, oh yeah, shit. I got the I actually have my headlights like to replace in the car. And he was like, oh, you have the fucking headlights? And I was like, yeah, I was working. I couldn't I didn't have time to put them in yet. Like, just straight up honest. I was like, you mind if I can show you or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, you mind if I just reach over there? The dude literally looked at me and he was like, sure. he was like, sure, go ahead. This motherfucker was like, yeah. Like, coolest sheriff ever. Like, yeah. I think I'm gonna brush my teeth a little more. I'm not gonna lie, it's the coffee. And constant tobacco. But, this motherfucker sees me pull the headlights out. I show him the headlights. He's like, okay, cool, good to go. Just straight up U-turns, walks back to his car. It was like the most awkward, super quick talk I've ever had with a cop ever. There is one more. 2 more. Saving it. I hope you guys enjoy a handful of my life stories. Good morning. Man, long day. Not even. I had to plan a bunch of stuff. I'm like moving soon. So, yeah. Coffee day. I will see you guys later.